Good morning, everyone. I hope you hear me well. My name is Lucas, and welcome to the next Fortis Forum. What we're going to talk about today, it's the MinMoe, and the MinMoe with the temperature screening device that will allow you to check the temperature, whoever is using the access control. There was one video before that. There was one training before that. It's on that channel, available if you like to watch. But this time I have an update for you. There's a new version of the IVMS 4200 been released, but we're still gonna go through all the setup just in case. Make sure you have it all covered. There's a few people joined the session I see here. If you can hear me well, please type it in on the chat. If you have any question, please type it in on the web chat on the right hand side. Just make sure you can hear me well. We can wait a few more minutes if you like, or it's going to be recorded, so they can still view it later on. So what we're going to talk about today, as I said, it's a MinMoe. It's a DSK1T671TM-3XF. That's the MinMoe unit that we're going to talk about. Some of you probably have one already. I had some calls regarding the unit. It's really nice looking unit. I'm going to show you here in a second. So what we have here, I don't know if you can see it well. And so there it is. That's the unit itself. Nice looking 7-inch monitor with a temperature screening camera on the top of it. So like you see here, I'm already been checked with the temperature. It's enough to have the face within the range of the camera from 0.3 to 2 meters. It will detect you, no problem. I'm just going to put the camera down for a second. Here you go. Grand. So as I say, it's 0.3 to 2 meters distance detection. The height of the installation, I would say from 1.4 to about 1.9 meters. It depends on the environment you have there. The temperature, it's kind of from 30 to 45 degrees. That's what the temperature measuring range is. So 0.5, it's the accuracy of this that's the deviation of the unit itself. The accuracy is 0.1. So it's really accurate piece of equipment if you're looking for something like that. But main thing, it's an access control unit. So there's another version without the temperature screening, just an access control on its own. It doesn't have any temperature screening. It's basically just the access control, and it's full standalone access control. So you don't need to have it in a controller connected to it. It's all standalone unit, so you can put it on the front entrance and just use it as a standalone access to open a gate or door, whatever you have there. In the case of the temperature screening, it's not outdoor unit. It's recommended to have it indoor, so it could be like the gate inside of the reception or so, or a double door when you have there. You can use those units there. To present the face on the front of the unit. It doesn't have to be straight away as a access control unit. It can work as a temperature screening device standalone only. So it'll pop up the message on the screen with the readings of the person been detected, and if you like, then you can send a message to the IVMS 4200. And that message can be managed there, can be acknowledged by the security guard or receptionist or whoever is using IVMS 4200. The pop-up message will come up. So that's the big update since the last time I made the video about the MinMoe. Also, I'll show you later on how to do it. It's the email notification, but not sent from the unit itself. It's actually the IVMS 4200 that is sending the email notification. So if you have unit connected to the IVMS 4200 on the workstation. Workstation, obviously, then you have to, you know, it has to work like 24/7. The email notification will be sent, but only as a text message. So I will show you how does the message look like. It doesn't attach any picture whatsoever, but still you have that log, you have the time of the incident or whatever, temperature measurement time as well, and the temperature itself, it's displayed. So what else? Obviously up to 50,000 faces can be enrolled. In the basic version without the temperature screening, there's another version, just a basic one. If you talk to one of the guys in sales, they'll get you a great price on just a standalone access control. They will enroll up to 10,000 faces. The one I have, it's a 50,000 faces, 50,000 cards. As I said, there's also the RS-485 connection. So if you're worried about, you know, someone take it off the unit and open the door, you can use the RS-485 to lock the door anyway, in order to prevent anything like that happen. Maybe I'm just going to show you how's the interface look like. I mean, via the IVMS 4200, how to set it up, how to view it, how to enroll people to the access control. If you need to, as I said, by default, when you take the unit out of the box, it's actually standalone, just a temperature screen device that is on the front of the at the door or so. It would take the MiFi cards as well. So if you need to use the MiFi card instead of the face, that can be used as well. It's 12 volts DC, 2 amps power supply, is not a PoE, so that's a bit of a downside of it, but it's still all right. 12 volts DC you can get anywhere. So let me show you the IVMS 4200 there now. There it is. So that's the IVMS 4200. That's the latest version. The latest version you can download from the Hikvision portal. I'll show you the version I have. It's a 3.305. Recently there were a few been released, so that's the latest one. That will allow you to see the pop-up messages coming up on the screen. So as usual, you're going to start with the maintenance page, maintenance and management in the device. You'll search for online devices. So this is our device. I already add this device to my software. So this is the first step. Obviously, you need to activate your device. You need to add device to the software. Later on, we're just going to go to event configuration. So in event configuration, you have the access event. In the access event, if you like to have those pop-up messages coming up, you need to select your device. That's the first one on the top. So I call it the temperature terminal. So you need to actually select this device, not the door, not the reader or anything, just the temperature terminal itself. Then you will be able to see an options in event types like an abnormal temperature or temperature screening. If you scroll down to the very bottom, you can see the skin surface temperature measurement. So these two, they will be most important for you to select. So you can select them individually and just edit the linkage and decide what's going to happen in the case of the abnormal temperature. So if the temperature is abnormal, we'll they will announce the audible warning that you can import yourself. You can have your own sound if you like, if you don't like the other ones that are listed here. You can also send an email. You can send an email via the IVMS software and pop-up message. And then you just select the linkage camera, which is the actual camera of the unit. So once you have the camera selected, I mean the event selected here, we go to the bottom one as well. And the bottom one, just select that and edit linkage. In this case, for the temperature screen surface temperature measurement, I don't need to have any email notifications in that case. I just want to have it listed in the log. So I don't need to enable and select any of those options. I can just select the camera, linked camera, and then just click OK. What else I can do by selecting those two options? I can change their priority. So I can just choose the high priority. That will help me later on to filter off those that they're not actually relevant. So like an open door alarms, some of them you might not need to look at. So just select the high priority for those. That's grand. For any other event, if you like, you can change those settings by just clicking one of the options. So just going to go back quickly to the device management, and you see there's a remote configuration. We can log into the unit itself, and that's our unit. That's their access control unit. And when you add the access control unit to the HIC Connect, it's going to detect this unit as a HIC Connect, as an access control device. So you'll be able to open the door, and pretty much that's it. It wouldn't send any notifications regarding the temperature screen in this case. So system maintenance and so on, RS485, network, typical usual stuff you have there. Others, that's the option we need to go to. Access control parameters. So audio prompt, if you like to have the audible warning about the announced from the unit itself, we can just select that, so I can just save it. So here you go. So that's the sound when it's authenticated. You can set the temperature threshold, temperature fast temperature measurement. That's a really important option. So if you have that enabled, it will only work as a standalone unit, not as an access control. So it will scan every single person that is approaching the unit. So you don't need to create any database. It will just take a picture and measure the temperature, surface skin temperature of the person who's in the front of it. Door not open when detection abnormal temperature. So if you have it connected to the maglock, if the temperature is too high, it would just won't open a door. Simple as that. And it doesn't matter if that is an access control or not. Automatically, when the unit is working as a fast temperature measurement device, it will release the lock as soon as the temperature is lower than the threshold. If you like to have it, the door kept locked, you just check the box, make sure it's checked. If you like to wear the mask or reminder about wearing the mask, you can select those options here as well. So I was just gonna save those settings. And what else you have there? Face recognition terminal settings. Any other setting here, I really don't go near them. By default, they're really good. You don't need to change anything, so it's really good. So you can test relays if you need to. You can release the relay. Just make sure your door keeps open or not. So you can change those quickly. So I'm just going to close that for a second, and we just go to event configuration again. Just make sure all the settings are right here. Storage schedule. So in this option, it's important to have the storage schedule selected and select the picture storage, so that all the snapshots sent from the device will be saved on the PC. The same as system configuration. And in system configuration, you have the event picture storage. So like you see here, I have 2 drives, so I just need to select one of them to select the drive to save the picture. So that's it. Regarding the configuration of the IVMS software as a kind of back end of it. So now I can go back to my main page and go to Event Center. And Event Center, like you see, I'm just keep scanning myself all the time. So every few seconds, you see a split of the seconds really, the temperature has been read here, and you can see the picture of the person on the front of the unit. It's a thermal image picture, so you can see every single detection here with the temperature down below. Once I have that unit set as an access control, I would see the face that has been scanned, but also I will see the name of the person. So I'll show you that in a second as well. You see there's a live view. If I linked the camera to this event, I can go with the live view and that'll show me the live view. Here you go. Simple. Event search. Once the event is stored, In the case if you just use the IVMS software from time to time to download the exported log, or just to view what happened in that day or for the last week, you can just, you know, have the workstation working there without IVMS working 24/7. You can just use the IVMS 4200 only when you need to download the log. So like you see here, that's the log. So what we need to do is event search. You select the time frame, start time and an end time. Then you need to make sure your device type it's an access control. Even if it doesn't work as an access control, it still need to be selected as an access control. Then you just select your terminal and select the first reader. That will be enough. And click search. So like you see here, every single one of them, it's now listed as a temperature screening device. Yeah. So every temperature it's here. If the temperature is abnormal, you will see it straight away. When you right click on the top, you can just uncheck some of the columns here you don't want to see, so we'll show that list a bit. If you like to export this page, this log, you just select all log you need and click export, and you can save it as only log, only picture. So all the face has been taken there. It will be stored on the PC if you like. You can save it, all the whole thing. But the log will be enough just to download it. So I can just download there for you and see how's the log look like. So log, there you go. So I'm just going to save it, export, and now it should be saved. So just let me, that's the log, here we go. So those that I selected here, if the temperature is abnormal, it will be all listed. Oh, is it this one? Sorry, that's the one, temp log. Here you go, a bit more. So you can see every single temperature is listed, because now this device is working as a standalone unit. It doesn't have any card holder name or any other information about the user. If that is an access control, you get that information here as well. So like you see, every single log is listed. So that's quite simple so far, I hope. If you have any questions, please type it in on the right hand side. So what we have here, very simple log. So even if the IVMS software doesn't run 24/7 together with the terminal, you still will be able to retrieve that log later on. That was one of the recent queries I had from one of the customers having that on site. And they just like to use it as, kind of a check-in device for members of staff. So when you go back to the main view, obviously there's a camera in the unit, so you can look at the camera. So there is my green screen behind me. And if this device is actually recorded to the recorder, it will also record just the live view picture without any information about the temperature. So you can add this terminal to the recorder, any NVR, DVR these days, and just record a video. And later on you can do the playback based on the log you have here. When you know the exact time, you can actually look at the remote playback and see who it was, and the whole event will be recorded. So what else we have there? In the case if you like to have it as an access control, so just gonna need to change the unit to work as an access control. So let me change those settings here, and we'll go to others back again. And we're just gonna change the temperature, so show you how does the pop-up message look like. And we're gonna also change it to work as an access control unit. So save those, that's it. Bam. So back to the event center. Sorry, just before we go back to the event center, we'll go to the person. Like you see here, that's me enrolled already. So we can replace that picture with any other picture. And here you go, straight away I was in the range of the units, and the pop-up message comes up here. So I'm gonna exit that for the moment, and I'm just gonna enroll another person. So I'll show you how to enroll the person to the unit. So you click the add button, and just type in a name. So user 1, That's it. You can enter an email, telephone number, male or female if you like. Only those boxes with you see the red star, the mandatory boxes. Anything else it's up to you if you like to select those or not. So once you have the add face, you can just take a photo of the unit itself remotely. So you can remote collection, select your terminal, and it will take a snapshot. Or you can use take a photo with one of the devices that you have connected to your PC. So like you see here, I have a few devices connected. I could just select my webcam if I have connected. Or you can just upload top-party picture. So that means it could be any picture that is stored on your PC. And here you go. Then the other site I had there, I was looking into it was members of staff. They just send a WhatsApp message with the faces, nice picture quality faces, and the person who was managing the whole system just upload every single one face and person one by one, and then they just need to select the for how long they will be valid. So 2030 it's set by default, so that should be enough. Card, if you have a card, you can use the card. You can use face or card. You can just use a card if you like. So there's a few options, authentication as well. So once we have that, you don't need anything else. Just click the add button here. And now we just go back to main page and go access control. In access control, I had to create my group. So I create a photos forum group here. Just double click and select that new user that I just created here a second ago and associate that user with the door. And there it is. Save it and now apply just the changes to this device. So it would send information right now to this device. So 100% saved. So now Mr. Bean can come in and open the door for me. And so that's how simple it is. And that's all you have here. So if you like to have the different advanced options of the access control, you can obviously go to the door, change the normally close to open and so on. Exit button, and for how long it will be open, the door will be open and so on. All the options are here on the left hand side regarding the authentication as well. So how the device will be authenticated if you like to change that. By default it's face, or like by default it's nothing really. It's because you don't have it in database. But once you enable the access control, by default it's a face. So once the face is in the database, it will open automatically. So you can go with the face and the card if you like, and schedule a different time of the day. So if the office is only open from like 7 until 6, that's the only valid time they can open a door. And other options like for the next control, typical options, anti-passback and so on. So that's the access control itself. So just gonna show the event center once again. So in order to get the pop-up message, you just need to make sure you have enable the pop-up message on the screen. You can also enable the audible warning if you like. So the next time I will show my face here. That comes up with the face, with the temperature screening, and the live view if you like. If you don't like the live view, that's grand. You can disable, you can unlink the camera. So straight away you get the message abnormal temperature, and that can be sent as an email. So I'm just going to show you how the email looks like. So this is all the emails that keep coming up to my email here. So once I click the email, that's the text. So you have who was scanned, the exact name of the person, if that was working as an access control. Abnormal temperature, wear the mask or not. Temperature itself 36.9, and you have the event stamp date and everything. So you have all the information. With that information, you can log into AVMS Full 200 and do the playback or log in, see the log search. So in the log search, when I click the search, straight away it comes up now. This time because it's an access control, that's the access control log here now. And you have the face that has been taken for first authentication. The phase been taken on the time when there was the temperature screening and the actual temperature screen terminal image as well. So if I select that and export all of them, all the log here back again, I'll show you here now. Press log 2 and export. That's done. That was quick. So I'm going to minimize the whole thing. Test log, that's the one. So you have all the information back again here. And you see the card holder name now, it will appear for that particular user. So that's the great big update, I would say, because that's what everyone was looking for. And so far the unit was kind of, standalone. You couldn't really see much of the log, of the information about the user you have there. So it's important to have that some sort of log and have an access to it. I'm just gonna exit, disable those ones. Here you go. So it's really good to have some sort of view of what is going on as for the receptionist maybe, or security guard on site, or even the management. And as I said, once you have the workstation with the IVMS 4200 running, the email can be sent via the IVMS 4200. The unit wouldn't send the email itself, so we need to have that enabled. So in the email settings, really, it's not much to it. You just need to have the SMTP. So all the email notifications, it's like the email notifications on the recorder. Once you have the SMTP server, port number, encryption, and using password for that email, that's it. That's all you need to do. So it's in the system configuration email. You can set an email setup here. So once you have this information entered, you save, you test the email. It will be sent to the management, to the supervisor, whoever is on site, to need to be notified remotely if that's the case. So that's, I would say, really great update compared to what we had before when they released it. That was not that long time ago, to be honest, but it's a great unit. It's actually, I'm really impressed, and there's more people really going for it, for an access control unit with that temperature screening on the top of it, just so they know what is going on site. And these days it's crucial to have that information. So if you have any questions, you can type it in on the web chat on the right hand side. This video is going to be also recorded, so you can view it later on if you like. You can go through the settings slowly once again with me. If you have any questions, you can call our tech guys. If you have the price questions, call our sales guys, your sales manager, and they will get you the decent price. And because you watch this video, you're going to get the 10% straight away. Just mention the Fortis Forest that you watch Lucas on the Fortis Forest. They're going to get you a nice percent discount. If you have any questions, please. All right, there's one question. Set up time and attendance. Oh yeah, that's another one that I covered before. So the time and attendance, actually, once I have the time and attendance page up, I can select what days are of my working days. So like you see here, by default, this is Monday through Friday. Any overtimes, how the overtimes will be calculated, and so on. The check-in point, that will be my actual unit itself. If you have the multiple units, you can select different check-in points and check-out points if you like. Any holidays if you like, leave type and so on. Timetable, that's where you can set the schedule for your department or multiple departments, so you can create the multiple departments for the one company and have them all listed here. So once the default department is, the default schedule is selected, you can just go with the first in and last out. So the time and attendance later on will show, the report will show you at what time the person checked in for the first time. Even if they checked in again, a few times in a row within a few minutes, it still just take the first time and the last one when they get out. So you can see the start work time and valid check-in time. So if they going to be, if you like to have them listed as late or so, you can change those settings. The late allowance 10 minutes, you can set for like 1 hour if you like. And the same with the early leave allowance, that's another one. Check-in late and so on. So the shifts, as I said, the shifts can be associated with the different departments. So you can have multiple shifts and start in different times and so on. Shift schedule, so you can associate shift then. So this is where you create the shift itself. Shift schedule, where you associate the shift with the exact department or the person you like. So you can go with a department schedule, just select the default shift for all of them, and here you go. They're all associated there now. Attendance handling, so if you like to correct some of it, you can see the log in the attendance record. So in this case, I just select the start time and an end time. I just go get the event from the device, click OK, and that will enroll all my all of my users, members of staff in this unit, so you can see what time they're checked in and what time they checked out. So this is, like you see here, from 7 o'clock this morning up to like now. I keep authenticating on this unit, but later on in what you call it, in the report I will show you, it's actually just the first check-in and the last check-out. So calculation, then you just go select the exact time frame, go calculate, and you can see the check-in and check-out time. So first check-in today was 9:08. That's where the shift started, about 9 o'clock. So after 9 I was checked in, and the last checkout was at 11:31 just now. And I show you if I was late or not. Any other user would be shown here, and it would be absent. So with that information, I can export it directly from this page, or I can just go to the report. And in the report, I can see there's a start and a work time end and the first last access. So the start and the work time, that would be the one I'm looking for. So I can select the exact user or the whole department if you like to select the time frame I need to like to search for, and just go report. So once I have the report up, that's the check-in time and check-out time, and I can download it as, export it as a PDF file or as an Excel file, which would be more kind of workable for the payroll department to work on the Excel file. Once I have the Excel file, it's really easy. So I'm just going to save it to my desktop. There you go. Bam, done. And I'm going to exit out from it. And that's the report. And so you can see the exact check-in and check-out time for each person for each day. If that's something that you're looking for, that's there ready for you. Also, you have the regular report, so you can create your own report to be sent automatically. So you can set the email address, of the person that report would be sent automatically. So once the IVMS 4200 is working 24/7 on some sort of workstation or the server, it will send the report automatically to the exact person schedule. I mean the time and attendance, or the whole department if you like. So you can create your own rule, your own report in this page. And also you can change the names for the different options, different columns, how they marked. So late it's L, yearly leave it's E, and so on. You can change them, you can type it in your own names for it if you need to. So Michael, yes, in order to set up this device, you need to have the IVMS software. Like, you can do it locally without IVMS software. You can just use the touch screen of the unit to set up the unit with a temperature and other settings. But if you have the multiple units on site, it's more convenient to use the IVMS 4200 to group them all together and enroll those people to those units. If you like to do it locally, it's really, you can do it, no problem. I can actually show you how to log in to the unit and see all the people that are enrolled. So let me direct my camera here to the unit. So I hope you can see it nice and clear. So I'm just going to use my pen here. So press and hold. I'm just going to go off the... Here you go. So I'm just going to type in your password. So once we logged in, you see there's the temperature page where you can set the alarm threshold, temperature threshold, temperature measured only. This is the device where it comes default when the temperature measurement is selected. Then it does only work as a standalone unit. Door not open when the temperature is abnormal. You can just turn that off if you like. So every setting you change, and make sure you click the tick box here and then go back. Obviously with the users, you can keep enrolling the users. So you can click add, enter the name and face picture. So you can just go test, and then you can get the password for them and card if you need to. You can enroll the same way as you've done it in IVMS software. So go with the face picture, and I can just go ahead and that's it, and save it. So if you don't need to have a workstation on site, you don't want to have the workstation on site, you can do it here. And authentication, it's a device, and let's just go and have the third user in. So once I have the third user in, that user can be enrolled back again to IVMS software, so I can upload all my users from the unit back to the IVMS 4200 if you like. So once you have that, you have the access control settings. So you can authenticate with the different with the card or face, with the card authentication. There's also the QR code. You can generate a QR code if you like for the typical user, for one of the users, and share that QR code with some other person if they like to authenticate. But you need to make sure it's selected for the QR as well. Door contact close or open by default, and for how long it's going to be open, just like in the IVMS software. So go back, system and system settings. These are the settings for I would say for the indoor station, as I'm sorry, for the intercom. So you can set a different building and community number and enroll that system to the together with an intercom system. So you can ring somebody with the unit, one of the apartments, or if that is one of the offices, they have the indoor station. You can actually dial number and ring them directly. Face picture, so as I said, those are options that I wouldn't go and change them. By default, they're really good. So unless there's something wrong already, you might try to play with them. And the maintenance is just the maintenance page here. All the data, you can default the unit if you like locally, delete all the users if you need to. And there's also a transfer. On the bottom of the unit, there's a USB port that you can plug in your USB pen drive or so, and you can export the data. You can export a photo, but the photo can be viewed even if that is JPEG. It's still encrypted. So if you download the export a user profile or any export picture option, it won't show you the picture. It will show you the log, no problem. It will show you all the log information, just like the one I show in the desktop, but nothing else. No, there'll be no picture attached to it. Even if it will look like a JPEG, but it is encrypted, so you won't be able to read it. If you need to read it, we can request that from the Hikvision to manually encrypt those pictures. But by default, unfortunately, it's only the log that is actually available. So if I go back, that's the time and attendance. So attendance mode at the moment is disabled. So you can set an auto if you like. So there's a check-in, check-out, and so all the options available here. But as I said, it's much easier to set them up via the IVMS 4200. And you have the information about the unit itself. It doesn't work now. So there you go. So how many users left? You can enroll how many been used already. as a QR code system for scanning with that would be basically a serial number of the unit, and that you can enroll to the HIC Connect. As I said, in the HIC Connect, it's only an access control, so you can open a door remotely with the app on the phone, but it won't show any temperature screen information. So I'm just gonna put it on the side back again. You can see me well now. So like you see here, the unit's really basic setup. Once you have it added into the IVMS 4200, that will be most of the cases then where you have the security guard or receptionist on site, and they can actually use this setup for the people coming into the building. It could be for a time and attendance, access control. It could be used also as just a standalone unit to check quickly the temperature measurement and send alarm once the IVMS 4200 is enabled. There's another option here in the monitoring for the access control, where you can see all the log in the case if the unit has been used there, and you can also select the temperature measurement prompt message, but it's just like that. It's really simple. In the event page, in the event center, it's more detailed, I would say. So in this page, you have all the details as well. It's the same log at the end of the day, and it's the same authentication and so on. So you can see the linked picture, and the person picture has been detected. This is in monitoring. In this page also, you can control your door, so you can unlock the door, you can lock the door if you need to manually, or you can keep it open. So it's basically just a simple monitoring access control module. And if you have any questions, you can always welcome to send us an email or give us a call. Or you can just chat on the right hand side if you need to. If you have any more questions, they're all welcome. If you're all good, that's great. That video, as I said, it's going to be recorded. It's all on it's going to be on the YouTube channel, so you can view other videos as well from the previous events we created before. There will be more coming. I have the new intercom. Actually, I can quickly show you here. There'll be one of the, maybe not the next one, but one of the next units that I'm going to show you here as well, how to set it up. It's a brilliant door station replacement of the first generation. Is the second generation door station with a reader, with a button here, and there's multiple buttons as well, and typical connection. But this one is a PoE, so it's brilliant. I already tested that unit, and it's awesome, nice and neat compared to the other one, the module one. Remember the module one? You can see the difference. It looks much better, I would say. It's designed more for like an apartment. This is for villa, for your house, for whoever is needed there, standalone kind of one-to-one. This is more like for high-end enterprise. So it's really good. I'm gonna show them. I mean, this is already on the YouTube. This is gonna be on some stage as well. So soon. So if you have any questions regarding the MinMoe, please give it a go. You can ask them, or you can just contact us directly. So I will see you in the next time, and thank you very much for being on this webinar. Great to have you, and see you next time. All right, take care. Bye.